This cup, competed for by Welsh and French referees, was about the only thing the Welsh brought back with them from Paris. Only 4 of the actual team travelled on the official plane because of a misunderstanding at Charles de Gaulle Airport. The others had missed the flight. While the lucky ones were waiting in customs for their luggage, I asked Gerald Davies, the wing, why he'd left the field early in the second half.
Concussion. It happened about a quarter of an hour, 20 minutes into the first half. And I can't remember all that much about it, but I remember sort of sidestepping somebody or other. I think it was Bastian. I think it must have been a stiff arm tackle from him.
Did you see any of the game after you'd gone off?
Well, I saw it, but I mean, I couldn't correctly vision the whole thing, it was very difficult. You get blurred vision, you can't quite make out the players, you can't look at things distinctly. And in the second half, I made up my mind that I couldn't carry on in this way.
Gareth Edwards, was that the hardest international you've played in for some time?
Well, it wasn't easy by any length of the imagination. They were very powerful up front, which is what we expected them to be. They were as powerful as they were last year. Yes, it was very hard because it didn't matter whether or not we were going back 2 inches, 2 yards or 20 yards. We were still going back, and this is where it was difficult to try and turn what possession we had into any attacking possession. And if anybody who's ever played the game knows that going backwards is the worst form of running you can ever anticipate.
Do you remember the try on the wing, how it happened?
Yes, there was a ball. The annoying thing about that was that the original setup, the Wales should have won it, and the ball then went back to the French side. They counter-attacked, formed a very good maul or ruck on the one side of the field, and then won that. And of course, they had extra man outside. It was an excellent try.
Must be a very disappointed Welsh side, though, that came back to Wales.
Yes, but on the same hand, France were a far better side on the day. So, I mean, I thought that the boys gave their best. They gave as good as they could have. It's just that France was superior.
JPI Williams, was that one of the hardest internationals you've played in?
Not really. It was a very easy game, really. My reactions now the following morning was how we came so close. We could have won the game at 13-9, and yet we had no right to be in the game. They won so much more possession than us. Certainly, it's one of the poorest French back divisions I played against. Obviously, the pack were very good and they won most of the ball. But had I been a French three-quarter, I'd been very disappointed with not, the amount of ball. Had we had the amount of ball that they won yesterday, we'd been very disappointed with anything less than 30 points.
The first try scored by Skrilla, you were very close to that, weren't you?
Yes, it was a very bad decision by the referee. Skrilla picked the ball up from the back of the scrum and just drove through 2 of his players. I could not believe it when the referee allowed the try. This was at a particularly vital point in the game where they had a lot of pressure on us and we had contained them. And I think that try really, I think that turned the tables. But had we survived that for another couple of minutes, I think they might have cracked and they started arguing amongst themselves. But certainly that first try, how the referee allowed it, I'll never know.